Okay, I need to tell you something that might sting a little bit, but it's gonna save you thousands of dollars and months of frustration. That $50,000 Pinterest wedding you've been obsessing over, the one you've saved 47 times and shown to every vendor you've talked to, yeah, it's fake. Not fake, but it's what we call a styled shoot. That means it took a team 6 hours to set up, has zero real guests, no real timeline constraints, and costs more than people spend on their cars. And I have the receipts to prove it. Plus, I'm about to show you what to do instead so you can stop feeling like your wedding will never be Pinterest perfect and start planning something that's actually better, authentically perfect for you. If you don't know who I am, my name is Marie Hansen. I'm a budget wedding planner who helps you have the wedding of your dreams for a price you can actually afford. And in my 6+ years of planning experience, I've watched Pinterest create more wedding anxiety than almost anything else. But here's the thing. Once you understand how Pinterest actually works and what those images really represent, you can use it as the incredible inspiration tool it was meant to be instead of the comparison trap it's become. Let me show you something that's gonna blow your mind. This gorgeous wedding has 50,000 saves on Pinterest. Look at it. It's absolutely stunning, right? The florals are cascading, the light is perfect, every single detail is magazine worthy. But here's what Pinterest doesn't tell you. This is a styled shoot. The bride is a professional model who's never met the groom, who is also a model. The venue donated the space in exchange for marketing photos. Half the vendors work for free because they wanted portfolio images, and that gorgeous tablescape, it was set up exactly 43 minutes for photos, then immediately torn down. Let me break down what this wedding actually costs to create. Setup time, 6 hours with a team of 10 people. Flowers would be at least $20,000 worth of blooms that died the next day because there was no plan for preservation. Cake would be fake styrofoam covered in fondant. Looked perfect, but nobody can eat it. Venue would normally cost probably $8,000 to rent for real couples, and dresses are at least $4,000 that are sample dresses that were pinned and clipped to fit models perfectly for photos. Meanwhile, you're looking at this thinking your backyard doesn't look like Versailles, your grocery store flowers aren't good enough, and your $300 dress is somehow inadequate. You're literally comparing your real life to a fairy tale that never actually happened. But here's the really insidious part. These styled shoots are designed to sell you things. Every vendor involved is hoping you'll see their work and hire them. That $20,000 floral designer wants you to think that this is what wedding flowers should look like. That venue wants you to believe this level of luxury is standard. I had a bride last month show me a Pinterest board and say, I want exactly this. And when I told her the floral budget alone would be $4,500, she started crying because her entire wedding budget was $6,000. She thought she was being unrealistic about money when actually she was just comparing herself to a marketing campaign. Now, before I show you my game-changing Pinterest strategy, and this is going to completely transform how you plan your wedding, make sure you hit that subscribe button because next week I'm dropping a vendor red flags video that'll save you from some seriously expensive mistakes. I'm talking about red flags that scream, run, and how to spot them before you lose your deposit. Okay, so here's how to Pinterest smarter and not harder. Step 1 is to create 2 separate boards. Board 1 is your dream vision board. This is where you save all of the fantasy stuff. The $15,000 floral installations, the castle venues, the designer gowns. Go crazy here. This board is for inspiration and vibe, not actual planning. Board number 2 is the My Real Wedding board. This is where you save things you can actually afford and execute. Real wedding features from couples with similar budgets, DIY tutorials, achievable decor, etc. The dream board feeds your creativity, but the real board guides your planning. Never confuse the two. Step 2 is to change your search strategy. So instead of searching luxury wedding decor or elegant wedding flowers, try these searches. Backyard wedding on a budget. DIY wedding centerpieces under $50. Real wedding, insert your budget range. So real wedding, $3,000. Budget-friendly wedding inspiration. Your venue type wedding ideas. So backyard wedding ideas, barn venue ideas, community center wedding ideas. You'll find completely different results. Real weddings with real budgets and real solutions. Step 3 is to look for real wedding features. Style Me Pretty, Junebug weddings, Offbeat Wed, and our own Better Budget Weddings, we all have budget-friendly sections featuring real couples. These posts include actual cost, vendor information, and honest reviews of what worked and what didn't. Step 4 is to master the art of inspired by. This is where the real magic happens. So don't try to copy Pinterest exactly. Get inspired by the feeling and adapt it to your reality. Love the cascading floral arches? Great. Your vision might be greenery from your local farmer's market, $40, arranged on a wooden arch your dad builds, $60. Same romantic garden feeling, your budget. Obsessed with those long family style tables? Rent basic tables for about $80 and elevate them with runners from the fabric store, which would be about $30, instead of renting $40 per table specialty linens. Want that moody candlelit reception? Skip the $200 specialty candles and use battery-operated votives. Usually they're about $25 for $50 that look identical in photos and are way safer. Step 5, focus on the feeling, not the details. I had a client, Sarah, who was obsessed with a $15,000 floral arch she saw on Pinterest. We talked about what she actually loved about it, the romantic garden party feeling it created, and her version was $200 worth of greenery and white flowers from the farmer's market, arranged on a wooden arch her dad built from a YouTube tutorial. Guests are still talking about how magical and romantic her ceremony felt 2 years later. Here's the thing nobody tells you. The most beautiful weddings aren't the most expensive ones. They're the most personal ones. And Pinterest can't tell you what's personal to your relationship. Try this exercise I do with all my couples. Close Pinterest for 1 week. I'm serious. Delete the app from your phone for 7 days. Instead, answer these questions. Number 1, what's your favorite date you've ever been on? Was it that fancy restaurant or was it the food truck where you talked for hours? Your wedding food should reflect what actually makes you happy. Question 2, what makes your relationship unique? Do you both love hiking? Are you obsessed with your rescue dog? Do you make terrible dad jokes together? These details should show up in your wedding somehow. Question 3, what would grandma say makes a good party? Good food, comfortable seating, music you can actually dance to, and people who love you? Sometimes the simplest, timeless wisdom is truly the best wisdom. Question 4, what's your favorite color combination? If you love navy and white in your apartment, don't suddenly decide your wedding needs to be blush and gold because that's what's trendy on Pinterest. Your wedding should feel like an extension of who you already are. I had a couple last year who spent weeks trying to find the perfect color palette on Pinterest. Nothing felt right. Then I asked the bride to show me her living room. Navy couch, white walls, plants everywhere, and vintage brass accents. Their wedding ended up being navy, white, greenery, and brass details, and it felt so authentically them that guests kept saying it was the most perfect for you two wedding they'd ever attended. Your answers to these questions will tell you more about your wedding style than any Pinterest board ever could, because Pinterest shows you what looks good in photos. These questions will show you what feels good in real life. So now it's time for a quick Pinterest reality check, and let me share some hard truths about those Pinterest perfect weddings. 1, they're often uncomfortable for guests. These long communal tables look gorgeous, but make conversation difficult. Those towering centerpieces block sight lines. Those outdoor ceremonies with no shade leave guests sweating through cocktail hour. They're usually high maintenance. That all-white color scheme requires constant touch-ups. Those fresh flower petals need to be replaced every few hours. The delicate details require a team of people to maintain them throughout the day. They often lack personality. When you copy Pinterest exactly, your wedding looks like everyone else's Pinterest wedding. The most memorable weddings I plan are the ones where couples ignore trends and focus on what makes them happy. And also, they can create wedding day stress. If you're just so focused on recreating a Pinterest image perfectly, you miss the actual moments happening around you. I'm not saying Pinterest is evil. It's an incredible tool for gathering inspiration. I use it all the time, but it should inspire your creativity, not replace your personality. The couples who are happiest with their weddings are the ones who use Pinterest like a museum. They visit for inspiration, appreciate the beauty, then go home and create something original. Pinterest can be fun again when you use it as inspiration and not a measuring stick. When you stop trying to recreate someone else's fairy tale and start creating your own love story. Inside Better Budget Weddings, I have a whole module on developing your authentic wedding vision, plus design board templates to help you create a cohesive look you can actually afford and execute, and we work together to translate your Pinterest dreams into your budget reality. My members constantly tell me their weddings felt more them than they had ever imagined possible. The link's in the description, and I can't wait to help you make Pinterest work for you instead of against you, because your real wedding should be better than any styled shoot. It should be authentically, perfectly you. Next week, I'm sharing DIY wedding decor that actually looks expensive, plus 3 DIY projects you should never attempt. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. See you next week.